Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Anna Mikish, a junior golfer from Choctaw, Oklahoma, recently won the Susie Maxwell Berning Classic. And that was your first tournament win here at OCU. What went into your performance?
A lot of struggles, honestly, but we worked hard. We had some fails at the beginning of the semester and the season, but we progressively got better, and I think everything was just rolling in for me that day. It went really well.
The team finished the fall season fairly well. Talk about what went into the overall team's performance down the stretch.
Well, we struggled early on in the season, like I said, and I think just seeing ourselves getting better each tournament helped us a lot with our confidence and our motivation to come out and try to win the last two. We came up one short the ULM tournament, but we pulled through in the last tournament and came out with a win.
You were a freshman on the 2014 team that won the national championship in dramatic fashion. What do you remember about that team?
A bunch of excitement, honestly. I had a lot of adrenaline coming up the last three holes. Coach was just telling us, just finish strong, and that's exactly what we did. I remember hitting the longest drive of my life on that 18th hole coming up, and it was just really exciting to be able to come out with a win.
A majority of the team is from Oklahoma. How does playing in Oklahoma help the team?
Well, it really prepares you for just about any kind of weather that comes our way. And I think that really helps with our confidence and going to different tournaments. We can deal with anything, and some other schools may not, be used to all the wind and the rain and the cold. So I think it just helps us a lot.
Do you have a favorite or a go-to club in your bag?
Well, that one changes every few weeks, but right now it's definitely my putter. I'm rolling the ball in the hole, and that's doing it for me right now.
Do you have a favorite course that you've played, or maybe one that you'd like to play someday?
Well, here in OKC, we have the privilege of playing Gaillardia Country Club, and that course is just gorgeous. I love being able to play out there. It's so nice. The people there are really just great to let us play out there, and it's so beautiful. But I'd really like to play somewhere like on the coast, like maybe Pebble Beach. That would be a dream for me, I think.
And what's your major here at OCU?
I just recently switched last semester to elementary education, and so far I'm loving every second of it.
So what would you like to do with that degree?
Well, I don't know what grade I would like to teach yet, but definitely teach elementary somewhere, maybe coach eventually something, hopefully golf. I would like to coach golf. It's not really popular in the elementary levels, but we'll figure it out.
All right, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Anna Mikish. You can follow the golf team on OCUsports.com.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to track cross-country coach Conor Holt. The Stars look forward to the Sooner Athletic Conference Cross-Country Championships on November 7th. And Coach, tell us about your most recent performance with your men's and women's team, the Mid-States Classic.
Yeah, every year we go up to the NAIA Mid-States. It's up in Winfield, Kansas, and we've been going there ever since I've been here at OCU. And it's kind of fun to kind of see the kids going up there now, and it's always a good benchmark race for me. 4 weeks out from the national championships, 2 weeks out from the conference championships, to give me a good idea where things are going. And the last few years, the boys have really kind of come on well there, and they've won the last few years. And it was exciting to see them win again. It was the first time I was actually ran the men's team at full strength this year. And then, but it was really exciting to see the girls. The girls actually won the meet, and they'd been second and third the last few years. So that was kind of exciting to see that, and to kind of see them go out there and have a good performance. And you know, it was actually cool for once. Every year we go there, it's really warm and the wind is blowing 50 miles an hour, but it was actually cool, and it was actually, the wind wasn't blowing. But the only issue was there was a bit of issue with the timing, and there was a bit of a delay. And sometimes when you warm up, and you can get cold on the starting line, and it affected the girls more than the boys, because I didn't let the boys warm up at their usual time because of the timing issue. But it worked out well, and yeah, it came a both way with team win, so can't complain, you know. So.
Back on October 10th, the men's team went up to the Fort Hays Classic, finished third, and was racing against 7 ranked NCAA Division II squads.
Yeah.
What went into that performance?
You know, I wanted to go to a different meet this year. The year before we'd gone to Arkansas, and that was a great meet, but there was about 5,000 runners in that, and yeah, and if you don't get out in the first mile, forget about it. You'll never run good. So I wanted to go to a little smaller meet, but I wanted to go to a meet that the footing and the terrain was pretty similar to what I thought it would be in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this course is very unique. It's a unique cross-country course, a dedicated cross-country course up there. And the Fort Hays State University, they put on a great meet. But we split the program that week. We took the men up there, and the women went out to OBU to look at the conference meet. But it was a good matchup. I didn't run all the boys. I was holding 1 or 2 out. You know, I don't hold all my cards out on the table. And but yeah, we ran against Adams State, you know, a perennial national contender every year. They're actually the defending Division II National Cross Country Championships. Western State were there, and you know, I thought we'd run a little closer to them. We were about 20 points behind them at the end of the day, and but I thought we'd get a little bit closer to them. And but you know, it was a good run for it was early October, and you know, the kind of training that we were doing at that point was pretty heavy load stuff. Workload was heavy, so the legs were a little tired going into it. But you know, they stepped up, and they ran all right, and we did beat some ranked teams, which is always nice to do, you know. So.
Arya Bahraini has had a nice start to the season. He's got his first career win earlier in the year. Has had record-setting performances the last 2, I believe. Tell us about his individual performances.
Yeah, you know, he ran a top-notch race last Saturday. He went 12 rounds with the fella who won it, the Keeter lad out of Wayland Baptist, and he went 12 rounds with him. There was only 6 seconds separated them at the end. But Arya, that was his first time to dip under 24 minutes. And any time you dip under 24 minutes for an 8K, that's a national type run, in my opinion. And but yeah, he's had a great season so far, and you know, you kind of expect that. He's had a few good years with us here, and this is his senior year now, and he's very focused, very dedicated to his sport here, and I think with him, you know, he's got big goals in mind here over the next few weeks, next few months, what he wants to do with his running. But you know, you look down the road here at the national championships, it's about 3 or 4 lads, I think, that have a shot to win it, and he's one of them. So but yeah, that was a good run he had, and you know, his training's gone really well, and we got a big one coming up here, a big workout we're doing on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does and the rest of the boys. Yeah. So.
On your women's team, you've had 4 different front runners in 4 different meets.
Yeah.
Tell us about the depth of your team.
You know, we're getting better, that's for sure. I think, you know, you look at where we were ranked 2 years ago, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Now this past year we were ranked 15th, 16th. That's how we ended up. And now we started out in the 20s, and now the rankings just came out yesterday, and we're ranked 13th, which I think we're underrated, to be honest. I think we're a top 10 team. And that's just part of that is just the girls are more confident now. The ladies that we've recruited and brought into the program, they were winners in high school, and they want to continue to win in college. And we do have a group of top 3 or 4 girls that are really focused, and I think that's part of it, is just they're getting to understand now what this is all about, and I think they want to do as good as the boys have done. The boys have won the last 2 national championships in cross country, and they want to go out there and perform at a level they think that they can do. And part of it is just getting out there and getting stuck in, and don't be behind the door, you know, and then firing up the grill. And I think, you know, the boys have done it the last few years, and now the girls they want to do it too. So it's exciting, yeah.
You typically have your practices very early in the morning. What kind of an adjustment is that for the athletes?
You know, part of it is just being at a small school like ourselves. You have to kind of work around class schedules, and you know, the fall anyway, it's exciting to be able to get up and see the sunrise every morning. We were out there this morning and getting after it. But I think, you know, part of it is the group that we've brought in here, and the kids that we will continue to bring in here. They're kids that are dedicated. I have a great quote that you know, that I heard from a coach the other day, and it goes like this: My willingness to help you stops at your unwillingness to help yourself. And the kind of kids that we want to bring into our program here are kids that are dedicated and focused and look after themselves. And part of that is being able to do something every day and get better at it. And being able to train in the morning, you kind of have to, get sleep and look after yourself. And that's hard sometimes being a college student because you got 10 other million things going on, people pulling you right, left and centre. So, part of being a student athlete, and we're the only sport here that we train year round. We have 3 seasons, cross country, indoor and outdoor. So we do have a very dedicated bunch, but for me, I always want to see more. That's just my nature. And part of what I do is because, I'm just a very competitive person. And that's the kind of kids I love to coach, like the Baranis of the world, just get out there and get stuck in, so yeah.
What kind of day-to-day expectations do you have for your teams heading into the postseason?
Like I said earlier, the boys have won the last 2 national titles. The girls are on the cusp now of doing something on a national stage. We have our conference meet next week. I expect to win both conference titles. And then we go into the national championships with some clear goals in mind. The boys are ranked number 2 right now. It's going to be a very close race on the boys' side, I think, with Southern Oregon ranked number 1, ourselves ranked number 2, and then Lewis Clark up in Idaho ranked number 3. So it's going to be a very tight battle. But I think the boys, are starting to come around now. We've had some serious meetings with them, and my expectations, they know what my expectations are on a daily basis, and I hope they understand that, if you're playing on your little Twitter account at practice, I'm probably going to be ripping the phone out of your hands and saying, listen, let's get after it, get stuck in. Playing with the phone, you can play with the phone all you like after the national championships are over, So I'm looking for kids that are, the group that we have right now, there's a focus group, but we need to step it up even more. And I think that's part of winning championships is we have a level of expectation now, and the kids need to understand that. And I think they do. But sometimes you have to remind them. And I can't think of anyone better than myself to remind them every day that, yeah, you can get better, but you can also even get better at doing something even better every day. So, yeah.
What kind of preparations are you going through with your track and field teams right now?
We have a whole nother group. Now that our program's so big, we have a whole nother group that don't run cross country. They're getting ready for the track. So we've had some really top-notch sessions the last few months. Everyone trains together in the morning because that's how we do it here. But their workouts are a lot different than what the cross-country kids are doing. And we're going to get on the track this weekend for the first time, do a little fast stuff because we have a time trial coming up next week. And I like to do that when kids, it kind of gets them going, get them excited about a little time trial, and then about a month later we have our first indoor meet that we've planned to run. I want to try and knock out some qualifiers. But right now it's all just about what I call the meat and potato stuff, just getting out there and doing it every day and enjoying it and getting the work in. And I always say it's the stronger you are in the fall, the faster you are in the spring, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just doing a lot of strength stuff, and it's hard stuff sometimes for some of these kids because they're not used to it. Some of the younger ones, but like I said, that's what it's all about. You're stepping up to the challenge, and me, I'm always up for a challenge, and you take the bull by the horns, and you go with it, and that's what this program's been about since I've been around. It's just taking the bull by the horns and going with it and winning as many national titles as you can. So yeah.
All right, we're talking to track and cross country coach Conor Holt. You can follow the Stars on OCUsports.com.